Hey y'all, what's up y'all? What's up? This is Rom Wills back at you with yet a living room video. I know I'm usually doing it in the car. And real quick, I'm gonna call this joint Reflections on the Summit. Reflection on the Summit. And of course, that's a self-improvement summit that happened this past week in Silver Spring, Maryland. Yeah, we said DC, but you might as well say Silver Spring is just literally right over the state line from DC. So it was still DC. But before I get into it, you're probably wondering why I'm doing it from home instead of in the car. Well, you know what? Remember I said I was going to drive that car till it won't drive anymore? Yeah, there's some issues with it. So I got to get a new car this week. So, that's cool. I already got pre-approved for a certain amount of money anyway, so it's going to be easy. That's the hardest thing in a car deal is like getting approved for a loan. Really is. But I'm already pre-approved, so I just had to give them a letter say, hey, they financing it. So anyway, right, I'm going to tell you what. That was a great event. And I'm not just saying that because I was at the event. I'm saying that I've been doing this since the 90s. I've been doing events like that since the 90s, speaking in front of people, in homes, in crowded restaurants, in places where, in auditoriums, everything. Been on panels, been speaking by myself, everything. And I'm going to tell you what, kudos to C Boogie. This is first one, and I'm gonna tell you what. And I even said it. We were walking towards the conference room where we had everything, and I even said, usually with these things, there's always something that goes wrong. There's always something. It never fails. You kind of got to budget it in. Like I would say, the only bad part was there was an airplane issue with our brothers C. Douglas. But he kind of showed what he was about later on. I'm going to get into that later. Yeah, it was some airplane issue. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get a chance to talk to him like that. But, sometimes stuff beyond your control happens. It is part of the game. We just went on. And for those who want to see, like, at least a part of what happened, there's a link in the description box on C Boogie's page. So definitely check it out. That was a panel discussion. And I'm going to tell you what, I had a good time because I'm used to doing it. And I'm going to just say, it might be the best one I ever went to. And I'm saying this going back 20 years, I've been a part of. And I'm going to say that not just in terms of the organization, because C Boogie was extremely organized. It was tight. Usually I see some stuff like this, and trust me, Ron be having some complaints. We go through it, or some ain't gone right, but that dude had everything, breaks, how much time we are up there, just being there, just the organization, how it was run. Man, that dude is talented. And I'm going to say talented even further. That brother's going to one day be making 5 figures, possibly 6 figures, speaking in front of people. Y'all heard it here first. No, because seriously, trust me, I've known some professional speakers. I've been in situations where they were there. I've been in a home of one very well-known person. I don't know if he wanted his name called here, when he had a whole bunch of other speakers. Trust me, that brother got presence, everything. He's going to be 5 figures. He's going to grow beyond YouTube. I already know that. So, he did something. He talked about a lot about mental health and everything. That was powerful. Cousin Tito, he came down there and he took seduction to a whole other level, how to do it, all of that stuff. Look, I'm just be real with it. It blow out anything we got on YouTube. I don't care how many times people will be putting in somebody's name. They should have been there. They ain't touching what he did. And I'm going to get into what he did later on. See, Boogie had already talked about it in the aftermath and everything. Right. And then I went up there, I talked about the house of the man because, this thing is a self-improvement thing. Yeah, we talked about the seduction, but he went deeper. But we ain't spent all day just talking about women. We did not do that. It was all about self-improvement in all areas of life. All areas. all areas. And then, of course, you know, there's a link. I mentioned a link in the description box where you can see he talks about the aftermath. And then when he said, with the one that says conclusion, you know, that's when we're showing like a panel discussion we had. And that was powerful. And that's just what he taped. If y'all, yeah, the stuff we taped afterwards was the bomb. And I'm going to tell you what, these were some good brothers. These weren't a bunch of lames or anything like that. These were sharp ass brothers. I want them to give themselves a hand. They watching this. These were thorough. I was like, oh shit, look at these motherfuckers. I mean, you see a picture, like if you look at the C Boogie videos, they have, he has a thumbnail. You know, he had Rom in his little, like, you know, fur, you know, his fur coat, well, you know, that fur, like, you know, hoodie and all of that. I'm doing that little go-go pose. Yeah, that was tough, though. It was easy to do when I was 25, not nearly 55. Yeah, you know what? This is going to be a little petty part. I got to get this out because, you know, you get some detractors always talking about some receipts. Well, you know, C Boogie had up for a minute, them at the club. And me coming in there, and if you want to go further, I'm gonna put my IG link up in there for all those people, and all I gotta say is, all right, there you go. Now what the fuck you got? Oh, and the young lady told me I could tell them that. And speaking of which, I saw C Boogie's lady, man, she fine. And cousin Tito, well, we're gonna talk about him later. But no, that was a powerful, everything was great. I'm gonna tell you what, and that's his first time, and it came off that great. Like I said, honestly, I'm not joking. I'm trying to think, okay, what event did I was at that was just that thorough? Yeah, there was always powerful information, but in terms of organization and information and impact, because like when I was speaking, you know, I make eye contact with folks. And I was checking who was engaged, who wasn't, who's writing down notes and everything. And these brothers they were paying attention. Nobody was disrespectful in this joint. Nothing. You know, and then, you know, we had a little guest, Gap Talk Media was up in there. I could tell he was somebody because I didn't recognize him at first. And I was like, okay, that brother coming in with some charisma. He must be somebody important, you know. So, you know, you saw that. I was like, man. Then the after party. Now, see, I enrolled with the fellas to the after party right away. Me and my young lady friend, we went into DC to this vegan spot to get something to eat. You know, the food there was great, but I said, but you know, Society in Silver Spring, that's where the after party was. I actually told C Boogie about it. Now, some people who follow me and Pimp God might know it, because me, Pimp God, and his other brother E Harlan, we actually did a show from there. Not where you know, everybody was partying upstairs, but downstairs. We did a show from there. You know, we were right on the first floor and everything. We did a show, so that's how I knew about it. You know, that's how I knew the place. I let C Boogie know. He called them. Man, that place was hopping. I knew it. In fact, it got more hopping than it was when I actually came to visit the first time. So, you know, that was a trip. But I'm going to tell you what. You went in there, nothing but some fine ass women up in that joint. You know, I couldn't look too much though, you know. There's somebody on a brother's arm, you know. Rom even danced a little bit. I got to check out that IG link. You scroll down a little bit. You see, you know, me and her and stuff dancing, you know, under a spotlight. Rom be having fun. Y'all know. Y'all be seeing different sides of Rom. Rom's complex. Yeah, some videos I be cursing people out, cursing like crazy. Other ones I be all calm and you put some music on and stuff. I was having a good time. I mentioned C. Douglas early. Unfortunately, like I said, it was some circumstances beyond our control. He couldn't get there, but he was there for the after party and stuff. That brother ain't no joke. I'm gonna stay on that. But every time I see him, I'm gonna say, where's your YouTube channel, man? Where's your videos, man? I'm serious. I'm gonna look at him, man, because I saw him in action. I saw that brother in action, man. He was pulling up on this fine ass waitress up in there, and she wasn't pulling back. I was like, damn, dude. And I don't even know what happened afterwards, because when everybody left there, you know, let's just say, I mean, the lady friend went the other direction. So we'll leave it at that. So it was like, man, but and I told Tito, I said, brother, you know, I got to talk about you. you know, I'm telling you, I asked his permission. I got to talk about the whole thing. Now, check this out, right? First of all, he came there with a fine ass woman. He came to the thing with a fine ass woman. And that's something actually, if C Boogie said, because C Boogie came with the fine ass woman, fine sister. Cousin Tito this was his assistant. And she was fine. And then when they came in the conference room, me and the young lady, we were already there just chilling, because Ron be getting the shit early, right? So, and, you know, you got the 30 witnesses and all of this. So, you know, people saw what was there. People saw what was there and stuff. But Tito, because see, Boogie mentioned that when he talked about the aftermath, how Tito walked out of there with 3 women. I got to put it out there. First of all, y'all need, I'm going to put his link in the description box too. If y'all want some real game, seriously, if y'all want some real game, this some shit. I'm like watching this and I'm watching him do his work, or how he did his work. And I'm like, dude, this blows away everything. This blows away everything. I ain't never seen it at that level. Because, okay, so when he came there, right, we were just sitting there chilling. So, you know, I was sitting here. My young lady friend was right here. Tito was on the other side. We was just chilling. And all he was doing was looking through the room, scanning the room. He was reading these women. And I know he was accurate. Because, see, something people don't know about me, they think I just talk about body game. But people in my inner circle know I've done several webinars on how to read women. How to read it. I just don't do it publicly because too many people be stealing shit. And that's when you'll see a different side of me. That's the only reason people act like they came up with something, but now I can get down to it. Even I can look at how they dress, personality, everything, and call it. And this go beyond even the Octane model. But Tito was in there. He was just checking out. He was like, yeah, that's a queen bee right there. That's this. Now check it out, right? Like I said, now Tito, I was a big dude. I thought I was a big dude. The only difference between me and Tito as far as size is probably I got more of a stomach. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I got more of a stomach. So that dude coming in there looking, you know, looking like He-Man Op. Yeah, he was dressed all fly. Now he's with the woman. Now that wasn't his girl. That was his assistant. Now, here's the thing. He was doing his thing and he was sitting down next to me. And just looking, he wasn't doing anything. He ain't go out talk to none of these women. He just sitting there chilling. He just walked in. He's sitting there chilling, right? Now we peeped. I had already peeped that a couple of women from across the way were looking at him. I peeped that shit, and he peeped it too apparently. And I think I got up, talked to somebody, something like that. You know, I was talking with different folks that had been at the regular thing, and you know, and of course his assistant was right there. But you know, I came back where we were sitting. And then his assistant was over there talking to the 2 women. I was like, what? And he was explaining what was happening. He sent her over there to make something happen. Basically, she was like the negotiator. So he doing his work, just sitting back chilling, talking with me, still reading the women in the room. Say, oh yeah. That was, you know, there was mostly 89s in there. C Boogie got that, but actually, Tito did pick out a couple 85s, but that was later on now. That was later on. So, but at the time, most of the women were fine as shit, most of them. But anyway, getting back to that, he was checking it out and he was calling it, right? Because it was like 2 women. He knew which one was the queen, which one was the subordinate. The queen was checking out hard, kept looking over and everything. His assistant would go over there, talk, even got on a hooker machine for a second with the women, came back over and said, okay, gave him a report, went back over. The final time they came over, she said they want to come over where we were sitting. I was like, shit. But yeah, and we didn't, that didn't happen at that time because something about how they had to reserve seats and stuff. I think they only gave you a couple hours where you were. So, you know, everybody was about to get up and leave, right? But I already knew what was up. You could see it. Shoot, my young lady friend was taking in the information. She was seeing it too. We were just sitting there. My man was doing stuff, the woman was doing it for him. And then I hear C Boogie say, they all walked out together. I was like, him and the 3 women. 3! I was like, shit. Because I already knew one. She was just blatant. She wasn't even trying to hide it, trying to play it off. She was over there. And look, first of all, that dude was cool. I told him, man, this was like a clinic, man. How he was breaking that shit down. This was like a clinic. I was like, man, I mean, he was just cool. He wasn't looking at it like, he wasn't all pressed or anything. He was just chilling. He wasn't looking at the woman like, he wasn't looking, he was just chilling. Man, this one fine ass woman do the footwork for him. I'm like, shit. Yeah, I told you, man. Tito, you see this? I told you. I had to say that. I was like, ain't that some stuff? My young lady was like impressed with that shit too. She saw it too. She said, well, yeah, of course they're going to check him out. That's how she was. I was like, oh, snap. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to sub him. Y'all need to join his Patreon. Y'all need to sub C Boogie. C Boogie's a real thing, man. And C Doug, I know you watching this. Man, you better get that channel going, man. Show these people, because I remember that young waitress. Man, good God. Shoot. You know, if I wasn't preoccupied. Yeah, if I happen to be there by myself, good Lord. We'd have been competing for that one. But man, I'm telling you. So you better get that thing going so we can sub you. I can promote you and sub you. Y'all need to sub T-Talk's Patreon. Y'all need to sub C Boogie. Because I wasn't joking. I mean, I wasn't saying what I was saying for the superlative, man. You could just tell from the energy, from the presence, and everything. Now our vibrations are like slightly different, but it's just different points, but the energy was just powerful. In fact, if you check out the IG, there was a picture. It had me, T-Talk, C Boogie, and Gabe Media, man. We were like, Gab Media, I think. Yeah, sorry, brother. And we was just sitting there and we had that pose, man. And shoot, please. And I'm gonna tell you what, I can't wait for the next event now. I can't wait for the next event because, man, that's going to take it to another level. And plus, I saw some stuff. I was like, you know what? I got some ideas for some stuff, but we're going to keep that private now. But, yeah, just check out what is there. And I'm going to tell you what, it was just powerful. It really was powerful because, after party aside, that's one thing, but just the information and the intent. These were serious brothers up in there. We know about the speakers and all of that, man, but it's not all about just us. It really isn't. We trying to help some people. These dudes came in there serious. They were fly. They were people who believed in the body game, which is incidentally why Tito had those women. Like I said, that dude big as hell. Only difference between us is he a little bit bigger and got less of a stomach. Because I was like, God damn, you big motherfucker, shit. And see Boogie walking in there with all that. He's slimmer, but he walking in there with all that presence, all that fucking presence, man. Powerful, charismatic. Tito and C Doug had that same thing, but it was just powerful, man. It's just powerful. Yeah, I still gotta get used to looking at that little point on there. Anyway, right? But check out what's there. Definitely check it out. Take it in and follow what we're doing, man, because seriously, like, all fun aside, all this is really about really making some change, doing the real world. Yeah, we can do phone, stuff on YouTube and all of that all the damn time, but it's time to take it to the real world, have a good time. And people had a good time. I mean, oh man, that after party, even after they left that club, man, I'd probably be like, oh man, y'all wild up in here, but like I said, I had to go the other direction. So anyway, that's all we got for today, y'all. And like I said, until I get the next car, I'll be doing these from here and stuff. I'll probably, just because of everything I got to do, I probably won't get the car into the earliest Friday. So, and I got a couple places I want to look at first just to get it. I mean, I'm gonna take my time. That's one thing. You get in a vehicle, take your time with it. Try to get the best deal. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.